morning, everyone. And we got Susan Baker's in the house, Shayla's in the house, Crystal Copper Kettle Farm, Ghost for Misty. That's right. How's everybody doing this morning? We have just, well, we're still a little in it, but it's supposed to get above freezing today. Um, there were times it got down in single digits. We still have snow on the ground and ice, but we're hoping for a thaw out today because I'm getting a little bit of cabin fever. Goes for Misty. That's right. Y'all tell him. I so I wanted to kind of address why I'm not doing like a cooking show yet. The way things are set up. Y'all see my crackhead cat? Did you see him dart? I swear he is on crack. He just randomly chases after stuff. He's been more active since we've been here than he ever was in Conroe. No idea. He just run around like a crazy cat. Anyway, um, hear my phone going off. We are going to be talking about seeds today, and I have kind of a message to get out about gardening and seeds and where to get your seeds and all that stuff. So, hey, Robin, hold on. I need to, now that you're sitting here. Oh, thank you. Let's see. I need to, Robin. Okay. You may have to refresh, Robin. I opened up a separate deal out of, because I thought y'all were moderators and apparently you're not, and I couldn't. Hey, Kendra, are you in here? Good morning, Kendra. It's good to see you bright and early. It even got cold in Conroe, I think. Um, the dogs are in a different pen back there, so I don't think he hears the dogs much, but he reacts to the chickens. The neighbor's rooster will come get on our front porch and out front, and he'll just sit there and holler at you until you come out and give him a treat. But lucky we'll get, there's a glass door, screen door on the front window, and he'll get up there and he'll just look out like, what in the heck? Hey, Teresa. Is it still cold there, Kendra? Yes. All right, hold on, Jason. Let me get you too. Oh, stop moving for a second. All right, there we go. Now I'll try it in the world. I did make yes, crazy cats are fun. He's old too. He's like 9 years old, but he has gotten a second life, man. We laugh and say he's chasing the ghost around. So I did order a few things last night, and yeah, it's cold here, Kendra. I don't want to hear it. Poor girl. She is on her feet and on foot, so she has to walk to the dining hall and stuff. And but anyway, seeds. Focus, Misty. I wanted to share with y'all. I ordered some Mary seeds last night. Just a few things I didn't have. Okay, y'all see this? These are all the seeds I already have. But I got a few things that I wanted herb wise that I wanted to grow. Teresa, Stringfield Ridge Farm last night was making some great points about some different stuff to grow. So I did find me some holy basil. I got that ordered. I've got already two or three different kinds of just, I got a Thai basil and a regular basil, but I didn't have any holy basil. So I ordered that. couple of things. I don't even remember now. But I wanted to show y'all something. Because and I like the our big name brand people too, Baker Creek, Mary's Heirloom Seeds. I love all those things. But see, I've got a lot of Baker Creek, right? But I also have dollar store seeds. And I get the concept of wanting to get more better seeds and all that stuff. But I'm kind of talking to the folks that are really on a tight budget, maybe even low income. If you can't afford the Baker Creeks and the Mary Heirlooms and stuff like that, these were 99 cents, and I grew cayenne off of them last year. Sometimes they're two for $1 at the dollar store. When seeds get, you know, I think, was it last year that we had this seed shortage? There wasn't, people were having a hard time finding stuff. If all else fails, buy dollar store seeds and get something in the dirt. Maybe it's not your first choice or what you would want to necessarily grow, but when it comes to food production, um, okay, grief, Jason. um, Another thing that you may not know, and I realize that this probably doesn't apply to a lot of people. Oh, that's awesome, Pine Tree Hill. If you find that link or whatever, let us know because another thing you can, yeah, cayenne grows like crazy. So I had zero problems growing that cayenne plant last year. We got a ton of cayenne peppers. Um, well, I wanted to discuss that for those who may watch this video at any point. There's a little known fact that I want to put out there. If you are currently or you know someone that is on EBT or food stamps, whatever you want to call it, you can buy plant seeds and um, live plants like at Walmart and places like that with your food stamps. Um, so if you know of somebody that's like, I don't have the extra cash, but maybe they're on EBT, tell them you can buy their plants and their seeds with their EBT. Now, you can't go buy flower plants and that kind of stuff, but you can get food plants. Hey, Sherry. So keep that in mind. If you're, if somebody's on disability or stuff like that, that is a great way that they can be responsible for producing their own food. Oh yeah, only the male goats stink. Let's see. We see. I told you, Keith. I wanted to see you on camera. Make sure I ain't killed you yet. Yes, he's sitting in the living room that way. What is my daughter saying? Oh, only a matter of time before I get goats. Is that what you're saying, Kendra? I was talking to Miss Lippy the other day on Marco, and she said you need to look at pygmy goats. Guys, have y'all looked at those little things? Huh? We'll see who wins this battle. Oh, don't be ugly. Yeah, absolutely need to. I, there isn't a real reason for people not to be able to do this, especially if they do have EBT. If you live in Texas and probably any state right now, because of the pandemic, um, it is a lot easier to qualify for food stamps. Um, and they're maxing them out. So whatever your family number is, they're maxing them out. So I would definitely, if you're in that position, check it out. You can go online and apply. But what's the worst they're going to tell you? No, you know. So Keith is having that problem with no sound. But the other thing that you can always do now, understand when I say this. Uh, Money on Misty, please, please. Let's see that crazy fat cat. Um, is seed swaps. Um, like I've got some seeds in here that Shayla sent me somewhere. I mean, literally, I have. I've been trying to get it a little bit more organized. Oh, guess what I'm growing this year? I'm really excited about that one. But I say that, but be willing to share what you've got. I've seen people um, get in these different, and you all have get in different groups and that kind of stuff, and just beg for seeds. Um, I I personally take issue with it because it's one thing to share with your friends. We all share, right? But just to blatantly just beg for seeds when in all reality you can go to the dollar store and get, sometimes they're two for $1. um you know Walmart, I bought these squash at Walmart last year. These are zucchini, I guess, for $1.58. I mean, the other big thing you can do, and I have done it and successfully done it, when you go to the grocery store and buy a bell pepper plant, save the seeds from the plants. I've grown a habanero and a jalapeno plant from seeds from the store that I got from the store. You can do it. Um, Ginger, onions, any of that stuff, potatoes. You can do it. Now I've heard like everybody else, well they spray stuff on it. I've never had an issue growing from produce that I got at the grocery store. So just be aware that you can do things like this, that you can seed save. There are plenty. Uh, yeah, the fat cat does need a Fitbit. He'd probably get a million miles these days. Hey, our treasure farm. Good morning. Good morning, Sherry. Um, so there are a lot of ways that you can. I collected these in probably what, Key, 3 years. When we lived in the apartment, there was no way I was going to be able to grow this. Let me find them. Well, I have a bag of them somewhere. Hold up. These are pumpkin seeds that I saved. I've got okra seeds in here somewhere that I saved from the plants that I grew. When you grow, then save seeds. Now, with all that said, I will go to Baker Creek and buy some. I will go to Mary's Heirloom Seeds and buy some. And oh, that's yeah, Sherry's going live tomorrow on her channel. Sherry, what time are you going live, hun? And it's, there are just ways that you can do it. And I know that I have, when I lived in the apartment, I grew in grow bags. I'm still going to be growing quite a bit in grow bags, um, especially this year, because I kind of want to see where is the best place to grow out here. So I'm still going to be positioning grow bags. But Oh, Jason, that's awful. Dang mice. You need a cat. Aw, Shayla. Thank you, sweetheart. That is so sweet of you. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, hello, Johnny. How are you? Oh, do you, Jason? You may need a few more cats. I will eventually probably get some barn cats out there. Right now, just want to kind of take. I didn't take the 100-pound grow bag, Kendra. I've got uh, five right now of the 50. So you're trying to give two of them to Jess, and she's got several of them, don't she? Yeah, Kendra is doing so good. Let me brag on my kid for a minute. So this is the first year she's been on her own on campus. She's about 5.5 hours away from us, and she is acing it. She right now she's got a 4.0 grade point average. She is doing so good. Hey, how are you doing this morning, hon? Yes, Kendra is a superstar. I am so incredibly proud of her. So I'm fixing to start seed starting. We had that cold snap here, and I really just didn't have a warm place to start them. But it's supposed to be climbing out of this crystal weather and sherry weather soon. So I'm getting excited about getting some stuff started. The main thing I'm going to be focusing on this year, besides, I'm going to grow tomatoes, obviously, lots of tomatoes. Um, but peppers, growing lots of peppers and lots of herbs. Medicinal. I never can say that word right. Um, I've learned so much from like Teresa and Crystal and different people that really do herbalism that I I really want to expand that garden and see what I can do and see what I can preserve as far as uh, you know herbs and stuff go. So I loved that big old 100 gallon that I had, but the way we had it set up, it was just hard to because everything had to go up against the apartment outside wall. I couldn't have it out where I could get around the whole thing. Made it a little bit harder. The out here where I'm going to plant, and I'm going to be doing once it thaws out, guys. I still got to do my our move video, but I'm waiting so I can get some pictures and stuff. And it's just been too frozen the last few days. But I'm gonna be working. Hey, Christy, how are you? Yeah, I really like them because you can get a lot in there. I think in mine, help me remember, Kendra, because she helped me a lot. I had okra in there. I had uh, Thai basil in there. I had a tomato plant in there. I had um, squash. I started out with squash in there, and I think it was just too humid down there for the squash because they I would get a little bit of squash and then they would rot. So yeah, I really want to expand my herb garden, but because I think there is so much. I know Teresa, you were talking about it last night that you can do in this medically. Let's just say that because I have trouble with the other word with growing your own herbs and foraging and that kind of stuff. So Yeah, they're good only unless you have to dump it. Poor Kendra and Keith got out there and dumped all of my grow bags, the big ones, right before we moved. And I thought Kendra was going to be down in her back for a week. Yeah, I'm sure you're right, Shayla. Out here, we've already seen bees. So I'm excited that I'm going to have enough pollinators. That's the other thing I want to do flowers, but I've got to do, the deer netting and that kind of stuff as well because my parents have two baby deers that they like to watch and pretty tame. They'll come nearly right up to them. So I think they'd probably make good deer jerky next year, but my mother might not speak to me again if I got those two. Yeah, I really want to focus on herbs. Where's my? Is that herb book on the couch still, Keith? Yeah, did I have it in there? Looking at it. Ah, shoot, I guess it is. I've got Rosemary Gladstar's book on herbalism. Hashtag parents pet deers. Oh, I'd probably kill it, Sherry. Oh, that's good. And you haven't sent them to me yet? Seriously, Kendra, you need to send me the recipes. Something else I've. Oh, before I forget, please. One of my mods, go grab my email address, please, because somehow, somewhere, some way, I have lost my emailing list. Um, he just likes being the star of the show today, don't he? I need your email. I have my newsletter ready to go out, and so if you are on my emailing list, I send that out. If you are a channel member, you're going to get the newsletter plus something extra. So it'll be an extra recipe, extra something for my channel members. But all you have to do is sign up for my email list. Don't sign up on the one that's in the link below. Please send me an email. Send me your email address so I can do a new list. And I'm going to fix the one that I have down here. Okay, well, when you get them, Kendra, send them to me. Okay. Yeah, Lucky, go lot somewhere, honey. You're being obnoxious. Y'all see? Lucky, what you doing? You chasing that ghost? So there's a rumor the house that we're living in is haunted. Kendra has seen stuff, and my aunt. Thank you, Sherry. My aunt has seen something. We really haven't noticed anything since we've been here. So Kendra, Kendra saw it though. I think if it's anything, it's my grandfather is still rattling around, but nothing that felt um, malicious, I guess. But Lucky will ch- chase it. I mean, he will run circles. This hallway right here makes a complete circle back into the living room, and he will just do this, and then he'll sit and look at the wall and meow, and I think he's on crack, but I want to plant some catnip for him this year. That's another thing I would really like to do. So anyway, now that I've kind of gone through some of the stuff I'm doing, what are your garden plans this year? Well, okay, hold on. About the ghost, here's the thing. This house sits on what used to be Fort Belknap. Now we have the fort across the road here, but this whole area was part of Fort Belknap. It was a Texas fort. It was a Confederate fort. It was a U.S. military fort, and a lot of it was in the chain of connections that went from uh, up in Amarillo to down here to Fort Richardson and Jacksboro, and then on to Fort Worth. So it's part of that major, and it goes all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. So it's a big part of the historical, Texas Fort Trail. And that's what settlers would follow that trail when they were going out west. If any of you are watching the new 1836, is that what it's called? Well, y'all can tell it. Yeah, that's got Faith Hill and her husband, Tim McGraw, in it. The area they're going through in the show right now was pretty much this area. 1883. Thank you, Crystal. I I don't do well with numbers. So all that was part of this area, and it's like we're watching the show when they cross the Brazos. Well, that was probably 2 miles down the road this way in this area, and then they crossed the Red River, and that is north of here, right north of us. So hey, Tempe. So we really wanted to. Okay, let me back up a little bit. So that show shows a lot of that. In this area, this house was built on that fort. They saved a smaller portion of what was the fort, what would have been the main court area type thing. They had the barracks and the chow hall and all that stuff. That's what they've kind of preserved is Fort Belknap. But all this area was part of Fort Belknap. So the the thing that would probably have, um, a lot of there's Fort Belknap Cemetery like that's a quarter mile down the road. All that to say is what I'm trying to say is if it's not haunted, I'd be completely shocked. I know the fort's haunted. I've had experiences over there. uh Good to see you, Howie. Thank you for coming in. Um and so my one of my big plans this year, and I've already started working on it. I talked about the newsletter. I really would love to send y'all that newsletter. So make sure I have your email because I'm talking a little bit. If you saw the thumbnail for this live stream, that is me at about 3 years old sitting in my granddad's lap, just right out here, literally out here in the yard. So this farm has been a part of my entire life. I've been a part of this. So, and I talk a little bit about that in the newsletter. The newsletters are really, I want to start kind of doing a blog type newsletter. Uh, and so the first edition is ready to go. I just need your email addresses. So I have them and I can set my list back up and get those out to you. Um, the other thing I am working on, I talked to Crystal, I think as you and I were talking about it. I'm going to be really diving deep into my cookbook, but also it's going to have a lot of historical stuff about this area, about my family, different stuff like that that I'm really excited about working on. Um, and now that, I have the time, there's no reason I can't. So I I will be doing. I was going to say. I think I brought it up earlier that I'm going to be doing more cooking videos as far as the live stream. When we're waiting for the battery pack for my laptop because right now I'm on a desktop. It is just too hard to move. So when I get the laptop and can get it in the kitchen, we'll be doing more of the cooking shows. So y'all bear with me. I enjoy visiting with you guys right now like this and just kind of catching you up. And I got some more stuff. I don't know if you saw my banana bread video. I'm having to basically relearn how to shoot my videos here, where, I had it down pretty good, decently, I think, at the apartment. This is a different setup. So I'm really learning. I ordered a new mini tripod that it's kind of like Dee's that she has, that has the bendable stuff that I can sit on the counter so I can set it in front of me versus trying to shoot from behind me, because I got in the way of the camera a couple of times doing that banana bread video. And yeah, in the desktop, well, it's impossible to move now, Kendra, the way it's set up. It wouldn't stretch. So of course, am I still there? Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is a bar back. Hey, Tinker's wife, so good to see you. This is a bar, and I did like that first video I did here. The lighting is good. I mean, I've got one little light on right here, and that's pretty much, and the kitchen light's on, and that's pretty. So the lighting is really good. We've got a lot of good natural lighting. Okay, cool. Um, I will. So it's a learning curve, and I'm getting there. I've got a couple of recipe ideas that we're going to be trying here pretty soon. Um, that I'm really kind of excited about. We have an abundance of pecans. I think there's like, what Mom say, 12 pecan trees on the property. So, and there's still, Mom and Dad had got COVID during the height of pecan picking up season. So there's still a lot of pecans out there that I want to go and try to help get peeled and that kind of stuff. No, I haven't done eggnog yet, Crystal. That video will happen. I was I just kind of ran out of time last year. I think Christmas really snuck up on me, but I definitely want to do some eggnog. I did do eggnog fudge that turned out really good. The only difference I would make in the eggnog fudge that I did the video on, I would add less sugar because to me it was a little too sweet. Now Keith loved it. Yeah, I'm really excited about the trees, and we've got, I think, three plum trees that produce fruit. We've got a ton of blackberry. One thing that I want to tackle this year. Yeah, I know, Kendra. I ran out. I was packing to move. Leave me alone. Um, yeah, and it did. I agree, Kendra. It needed a little bit more nutmeg. So one of the things that I want to try, maybe this year we'll see. All these things take money, right? I want to see about making some blackberry wine and some red plum wine. I've never made wine before. I've made mead. My son, that y'all see in here a lot, he makes mead. Um, in fact, he's making me some hibiscus mead as we speak. So I'm really excited about that. I agree. How are you doing, blind guy and his wife? Good to see you guys. I can't wait for the blackberries, but I want to make blackberry wine and plum wine because I think at the end of the day, alcohol is probably going to be a good bartering tool. You know? Yeah, I've had blackberry wine before. It is good. Yeah, I know that you like it, Crystal. If y'all come see me, I'll get you some of that hibiscus mead. Oh, I bet it is, but I bet it's good. What I had somebody had made. It was a homemade wine. Was phenomenal. So that that is kind of the main things we're working on right now is just planning things out. I'm trying to be more intentional on planning and what I'm going to grow. And I keep kind of going back and forth. Well, I mean, if it was up to me, well, it is up to me, but I would probably grow all the things. But I don't want to overtax myself this first year. I need to see how much garden I can handle, if that makes sense. So, really, I'm wanting to focus on the tomatoes and the peppers and the herbs and try to grow some squash and all that fun stuff. Ooh, I bet that would be really good, Crystal. I'm going to suggest that. He's not in here right now, but I'm going to suggest that to Jacob because I bet that would be really good. Um, so, anyway, now back to what are you guys going to put in the dirt this year? I would love to know. Oh, I agree, Christy, and that's why I don't want to overdo it. I definitely want to do something I can handle. And then, next year maybe I can double it. So that's kind of the plan. And then when I figure out where my permanent garden space is going to be, it's just like with animals. Or I got tickled. I watched Roots and Refuge last video when they were talking about their little calf, that extra calf, and Jeremiah made the comment of chicken math turned into cow math, and I don't want to overdo myself. Absolutely. Well, you can do so much with peppers and tomatoes. I want to be able to can a lot of tomatoes. I'm getting a section in there, probably going to be in this room right here. I'm going to set up my cabinet for my canning jars. That I agree with that. We don't eat a ton of green beans. I would like to grow some of the rattlesnake beans. Some beans that I haven't grown before. I'm definitely going to be growing black eyed peas. This is what this farm was. It was a black eyed pea farm. That was my grandfather's cash crop, was black eyed peas, and it's not a huge farm. This was definitely a homestead, but he grew the field out here was full of black eyed peas, and he would sell them. Yeah. Oh. Teresa brought up something that Keith and I are going to try. In fact, I'm just going to go buy one. It's on my grocery list, a spaghetti squash with pesto. I bet I would absolutely love that. Yeah, I do too. We even Keith likes spaghetti squash. I cannot talk English today. Well, I can't talk English on most days, so it's okay. Yeah, it is really good. So that I will try to find some spaghetti squash seeds. I don't have any currently, um, because I want to grow those. I want to grow the loofahs, um, and try to grow regular squash. I mean, there's a lot I want to do. I would love to do some of that glass gem, whatever it is, corn, that pretty corn. Well, looky who just come in. How you doing, Broussard? Good to see you. Um, there's just, there's so many things I want to grow, but I'm trying to be reasonable with myself. So, yeah, I absolutely love black eyed peas. And I didn't even realize that they were called cow peas. Because we just always called them black eyed peas. So definitely be doing that. Um, thank you for coming in, our treasured home. Hey, Brett. Is it cold down there? Kendra was. Oh, Kendra, you're still in here. What's the temperature in Huntsville this morning? We what did I say it was a while ago? Was it 20? My phone says it's 14, but I think those temperatures are not taken in Graham or in Newcastle. I think they're probably Graham or Olney. Um, but I'm hoping. Oh yeah, we still have snow and ice everywhere. Good grief! We shouldn't get that cold. Um, I'm hoping it will thaw out enough today. We need to go to the post office. We need to go to Graham buy groceries. I mean, we still have food, but it's just like we're out of butter. I mean, it stinks to be out of butter. I've got like 4 eggs left. Just kind of some of the essentials. Yeah. Now, my husband would agree with you. Now, we have stayed plenty warm in here. We've got the heaters, and we've got one, two, three, four of those heaters right like that. We've stayed warm. I mean, there's been a new, not gonna buy margarine. Mm-mm. Though I did buy some powdered butter on Amazon. It's in a tin can. Um, yes, I Brett, I noticed that too about the pasta. I want to learn to make homemade pasta. That's something. Oh, no plant butter. Nope. There was some. What was it? I can't believe it's not butter or something like that in the refrigerator. That was my mom's, and I just won't put butter on anything. It's okay. But I thought, I want to try that dehydrated butter, or not freeze dried butter, simply because on circumstances like this, when we're completely out of butter, yeah, it depends on the time of day. There are times we've gone through Walmart over there in Graham, and you can see spaces, and we'd go next time, and they'd have plenty of one thing, and then something else would be short on. So, also, I may have told you all this last week. We found out about a local farmer who has a store over in Alney that sells only local grown and processed meat. Most of it is his cows, but he does take things from other local farmers and have in that shop. I haven't got to get over there yet. I am so stoked to go see what they've got. Yeah. I Well, we bought a little bit, and we brought some. I gave a lot away when we moved, just simply so we wouldn't have to move it, especially my cold stuff, because I was just afraid it wasn't going to make the 6 hour trip, even in coolers. So that's kind of what I need to stock up on is, meat in the freezer type thing. So yeah, we go through a lot of butter. The other, we got about 15 minutes here. The other thing, real quick, I wanted to talk about. There has been several. In, hey, Seuss, how are you, honey? If I didn't say hi, I'm sorry. Um, Crystal, Jason, of course, Sherry, Shayla, myself, Dee, we're all trying to get our diets back on track. Uh, Now, Donald, Crystal's husband, has lost a bunch of weight. So is Shayla. Jason's doing amazing. Hey, Emma, how are you doing, honey? So you're going to be seeing more healthy recipes from me, low carb. It's really kind of what I'm doing is more, I'm doing intermittent fasting, but I'm also doing almost paleo versus Atkins because I want a lot of good vegetables in there too. Because if I go straight Atkins or keto, then it's hard on my gut. But it'll be healthy carbs and not, heavily processed carbs. One major thing for me is that we don't have quick access to fast food and that kind of stuff. There for a little while, we got pretty lazy, and it's just easier to grab something through a fast food line or eat out or something like that, because the only time I was really cooking is when I was doing a video, and that's not good, and I know that. So we really are. Even Keith says there are things he needs to eat healthier. So we're really going to be focusing um, on doing just that. Teresa, oh, Sunny, I'll answer you first. The new place is great. We're still kind of getting settled in. We're moving. See this, that blue crate right? I can't do this backwards. That blue crate back there, right? Nope, right there. That thing. That did have my china in it. Now it has mom's china in it. I've unpacked my china, or part of it anyway. We're doing great. So, but Teresa, if you don't mind, since that's kind of your recipe, I'd like to do a version of that spaghetti squash and pesto and do a video on it. Because I think that would be, I'm looking forward to making that. I think I'm really going to enjoy it. Yeah, fast food, and that's the thing. Fast foods can add up really, really quickly. And I had the McDonald's app on my phone, and I'd go through there and get me a iced coffee, all the time. And now that's just okay. Awesome, Teresa. I will definitely do that. Um, that we're not having that. I've lost 6 pounds since we've been here, so I think a lot of that's just not eating the crap, crap food. I'm having, or we're having to actually cook, and especially during this freeze in. I mean, you couldn't get out the driveway, much less try to get your grandma on me. Everything, it was just completely, totally froze down. And apparently, they don't sand any of these roads, so you're just stuck when it does this. That's awesome. Yeah, you can save a lot of money. Um, yeah, I heard that, Brett, about the chicken and stuff. That's why every time you have the opportunity to go to the store, buy an extra pack of meat. If you have the space for it, buy an extra deal of chicken or an extra whatever. Unless you're growing your own. Yeah, most of the time we wouldn't do like Starbucks. We'd go to McDonald's and it was 99 cents, and that's how I justified it. Even though we got plenty of coffee at the house, but um, it was just convenient, and it's not convenient anymore, which is not a bad thing. But yeah, the chicken, the meat. The one good thing, I told you about the little local guy, but the guy at the grocery store in Alney, Stewart's, he does fresh local meat too, and it is very inexpensive. It's not like you can go to Graham and pay 10 prices for a roast and stuff. I got a pork roast for a nice size pork roast too, for like it was under $5. So, oh, thanks for saying that, Brett. I knew they were doing that in Canada. So, yeah, everybody definitely gets stocked up because I think these supply chain issues are going to get worse. Okay, hopefully they won't shut my video down. I'm gonna, and I'm joking when I say this, Brett. So I think you'll. I'm. Last night we were watching the opening ceremony for the Olympics. None of our delegation went because whatever, politics. But Russia was there, Putin was there, and of course the Chinese emperor was there. And then you had all these athletes from all over the world in one stadium. And they say they won't let anybody have any contact with the Chinese people. The athletes, the visitors or whatever cannot leave that bubble. They can't have access to anything in Beijing. They have to say right there. And I sat there and looked at my husband and I said, if they wanted to do something like they did with the coronavirus, because I still believe that that was a weapon, um, they could release something to all of those athletes and the delegations, and then they all go home, and then we've got another pandemic on top of a pandemic. Now, that may be just me being paranoid, but I was like, I wouldn't put past either one of those men, and they're both there, and they're becoming all buddy buddy, and either one of them, I wouldn't put it past them, and it'd be just yeah, me too. But how easy would it be for them to do to pipe that into their dorm rooms and stuff? And then of course, our own government didn't go, and it just makes you kind of, did they know something we don't know? Which I think they know a whole lot that we don't know, but you know. But I've been the same way with the ball drop in New York. When all those people are in Times Square, how easy it would be to introduce something like that. So I like living in the country. I've got my parents are on this side of me, and then another couple that has all the chickens are on that side of us, but we're not like on top of each other like you are in the city. And I'm absolutely freaking loving it. So, oh, I agree, Keith. Well, good. Yeah, it does, Brett. I don't think this is done with Corona or anything else. I do, especially with them, getting there and making plans. And you don't want to sound paranoid, but I think you need to be smart too, that things could happen. And it's better to prepare. What's the worst going to happen if you prepare and then nothing happens? You have plenty of food in the house. Like when you have a winter storm, like we did, we got plenty of food in the house, right? So I, I just think it's a good idea to stock up, grow your own food when you can. And if I grew food in an apartment, now it wasn't enough to feed our family by any means, but it did supplement our grocery bill. And if I can do that, anybody can do it. So, well, we are about to wrap up here, guys. Please, please, please send me your email if I don't have it, because Brett, I think I may have your email, but I don't know. If y'all will just, somebody will link my email one more time. We are going to, I've got a newsletter written. I'm going to be putting out a monthly newsletter. My members, my channel members, y'all will be getting extra stuff. So please, please, please make sure I have your email. Oh, I agree, Brett, 100%. I would rather be prepared and then get caught with my pants down. It's just I I would drive through even Conroe. Conroe has over 100,000 people now. I would drive through Conroe and think 95% of these people, when things go bad, like when the pandemic happened, they were making a stand in line to get in the grocery store. There were only so many people in at once, and then there was no food everywhere. And you know, I think people realized at that moment that we need to stock up a little bit. It doesn't take a lot of space to stock up beans and rice because you can live on beans and rice if you had to. So, which I've got two 5-gallon buckets, one with beans, one with rice. And I'm buying those tin cans of freeze dried stuff. I would eventually love to have a freeze dryer, but I don't have a grand to put down on it right now. But it's on the list. Thank you, Teresa. I appreciate it, hon. All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I just want to say, get your seeds together. Don't wait to buy seeds. Do it now because they're going to run out. They just are. So get your seeds. All else fails, go to the grocery store, get you a bell pepper, take those seeds, plant them. So I hope everyone has a great day. It's going to be a fun season, and I can't wait to share this with you guys. So, love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your support, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Let me find my deal over here. Hold on. There it is. All right. Love you guys.